Ok.
Olá, pessoal, tudo bem? Estamos aqui com mais uma entrevista internacional. Dessa vez temos um convidado muito especial diretamente da China, professor, advogado Michael Liu, é o Managing Partner do The Hang, um dos maiores escritórios da China, e agora vou endereçar as perguntas a ele em inglês. So, Michael, thank you so much for attending our invitation for this interview. So, I'd like for you first to talk a little bit about yourself, about your work, what you do at The Hang. The Hang is one of the most important law firms, not only in China, but in the world. So it's a very important role that you have at the firm. So talk a little bit about you, and then we can move to the first question, please.
Okay. It's a very special formation. And thank you, Bruno. Thank you for your invitation to have a meeting online. And my name is Kejiang Liu, but you can call me Michael. That will be easier. I'm from Beijing DH law firm. I'm the managing partner for this law firm. And for myself, I have worked as a lawyer for more than 20 years, graduated from the university. And in 26, I have studied in the UK, in Scotland, University of Glasgow. When I come back to China, and I joined this DH law firm, and now it's almost more than 10 years. For myself, I just focus on the merger and acquisition, cross-border merger and acquisition, and also cross-border disputes resolution. Now, I mainly focus on the domestic matters because the cross-border transactions have there are some frustration or there are some difficulties between China and Brazil or other countries.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for this introduction. Very important for us to know more about you, to know more about your work at the firm. And so our first question here is, how is China nowadays after the outbreak? So we are seeing on news that the population in China are now being able to get back to work, to get back to walk on the street. So life is getting back to normal. So tell me a little bit about how is life now in China? How are you doing at the law firm, the work? How is everything?
Okay, before answer your question, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my law firm first. And the DH law firm is it's a pretty large law firm in China. It's almost the top 10 law firm in China. We have more than 2,000 lawyers in mainland China and about 100 lawyers out of China. There are 40 offices in different cities. Almost all of the capitals of the provinces in China, we have offices there. So we can provide the legal services cover all over China. We have foreign offices like in the United States, in Russia, Canada, Australia, Japan, Korea, 10 offices out of China.
Very good. And how about Brazil?
Yeah, not yet.
No, Brazil,
but
okay.
Hopefully.
Not yet.
we have friends there.
Yes, yeah. Very good. So how about is the work of the lawyers now in China after the coronavirus, after everything reduced it now? So how is your life now in China?
You don't need to translate into Portuguese, right?
No.
Go on, go ahead.
Yeah, we can move on in English. That's fine.
Okay, got it. And for the coronavirus in China, from the TV news or website, you can see from the Spring Festival, the coronavirus happened in China, particularly in Wuhan, Hubei province. From January 23rd, Wuhan city was locked down by the government. So all of the transportation, like the train, the flight, the highway, all locked down. You cannot go out of Wuhan, especially you have very special reasons, right? But yesterday is April, is early morning, and Wuhan was opened, all are opened. So not just the people, and also all of the transportation, the flights, the trains, all of the cars, everything are open, come back to normal. It's a very good news for China. I think it's a very good news for other countries because we have controlled this virus.
This is very important.
Of course.
Also
I think
you is important also. Please.
Yeah. For the purpose, the key purpose in China to control the coronavirus is stay at home and wearing a mask when you go out of the, like go shopping or to go meeting or something. You need to wearing a mask, a face mask. But Beijing is different. Beijing is the capital of China, so it's still very strict by the government. Like when I come back to my office, I need to take my temperature, need to under 37, and also you need to register like a staff working in this building. There are some things very strict policy, but except Beijing, for other provinces, almost come back to normal. But except the school, the university, the high school, the primary school, they are scheduled, they plan to open the school, but still not yet. So it's almost back to normal, but also not all. Okay. But in Beijing, I think it will come back to normal in a few weeks. Because still there are some there are so many people like the flights they have to come back to Beijing, and when Wuhan city opened, and there are many people who came back for the Spring Festival holidays, and they will come back to Beijing. They have to stay at home for at least 2 weeks. And then you can come back to office or to come back to work. This is the situation in China, briefly.
No, very good. Yeah. Thanks for that. And how about, we spoke about the situation in China in general, and how about the situation of the lawyers? So how the lawyers were affected, how the law firms were affected, they need to stay everybody at home. How was it?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting issue because in China, we have the coronavirus happened earlier than other countries like Brazil or France, Spain, Germany, the United States, or the UK. So for Chinese lawyers, when the coronavirus happened, we just think it will pass for a few weeks or for a few days, but it lasts for a long time. It's almost 2 months. So during a few weeks past, we have to think about it, how to work, serve our clients. I think the legal technology has been used by the Chinese lawyers, like the webinar, the meeting online, and the forum through the website. Yesterday, I just held a meeting on the website. We have a new book. We issue a new book, publish a new book. So I think the legal technology has been used by the Chinese lawyers. Of course, almost all of the lawyers in China, they have to stay at home. By using their home office to communicate together. And I think it's a good nowadays for the lawyers to communicate, serve the clients by using the technology. It's very convenient, like the Zoom or the WeChat. And I think, but there's something you need to talk face-to-face, like training course to the young lawyers, or there are some very difficult, complicated cases you need to talk with your clients. You have to face-to-face. But these days, during the crisis, we are not allowed to do that. So I think almost all of the Chinese lawyers from the offline to the online, yeah, this is the situation. Of course, I have discussed with some foreign lawyers like my friend in France, Germany, the UK or Spain, and also Russia, the United States. Nowadays, almost all of the lawyers in different countries, they are asked by the local government to stay at home. They are not allowed to go out.
Yeah.
How about in Brazil?
That's the same situation in Brazil. We have it's necessary for everybody to stay at home, including the lawyers. So we are everybody at home. In our law firm, for example, everybody at home, but everybody, as you said, are still working. So we do a lot of webinars, virtual conferences, like our talk now. So we're using a lot of technology tools to help us to move forward. Besides the fact of need to stay at home, but it's necessary to continue the work. Maybe the most difficult part, at least for us here, is not only the lawyers that need to adapt, but also the clients. As you said, some kinds of work, you need a face-to-face meeting, you need to see your clients, so you need to make some physical meeting. It's very important, and it's impossible. So the client also needs to adapt. So both of us, the lawyers and clients, need to adapt. So this is, I think, it's very difficult, but only in the early days. Now we are almost in like 20 days in lockdown in Brazil, almost 1 month. So everybody is adapting now. So the situation is more calm for work. So Michael, another question. As I said before, you have a very important role, a very important work at DHH as a managing partner. As you said, it is a firm with more than 2,000 lawyers, based in a lot of cities in China, all the capitals of the provinces. You have an office. So how difficult is to manage a team of 2,000 lawyers in online mode? So how difficult was to you to work with everybody at home?
Yeah. Of course, there is some pressure on me during this crisis. First, I have to come to my office every day. Despite during the crisis period, I need to talk to all of the managing partner in the different offices in China to know what they're thinking, what they're dealing with the crisis, what they're working at home, and if they are health, they're okay, or something like that. All of the information I need to, together with my assistant, to share with all of the offices. And the second, the crisis not just influence the legal service market, influence the lawyers. Almost all of the industries are influenced, affected by the crisis. So our clients, all the factories, they are locked down, they're closed. So the legal services from the clients slowing down, right? I think it will be a similar situation in other countries. But there are some very specific legal services like collecting. There are some clients, they want to collect some money from debt from other entities, or there's some very emergency work like the family conflicts issue in China during the crisis is increasing, right? It's increasing. So we have to do some pro bono work to help our clients to deal with this kind of issue. A third, we need to buy some like medical products like the face masks and also some like alcohol or something like that to share with our colleagues to help them to buy some medical protection products. And also we have donate some medical products to our clients. So during the crisis period, we have a slowdown, or everything was slowed down, but we need to deal with this crisis.
Yes, and pro bono work is very important, especially during this period, because a lot of companies, a lot of clients for sure need pro bono work, because the economic crisis, it's a reality. When you have a health crisis, it's almost followed by an economic crisis as well. It's not only in China, but in Brazil and all over the world. So this is normal. And for sure, clients need pro bono work, right?
Yeah. Also, Bruno, in addition to that, and despite we have slowed down of our work, our pace, but we cannot stop. Once stop is a very large law firm. There are so many people, so many lawyers, so many staffs. So we have to do some like preparation. Once the crisis passed or stopped, we need to come back to work very quickly. So we have to do some training course to our young lawyers during the crisis by using the legal technology like the WeChat, the Zoom. So and also we have organized some research regarding the different area during the crisis. Despite there are so many pressure to our lawyers, but we need to find some opportunities. And like the bankruptcy of the companies, we need to prepare all the issue once their clients or companies they want to go bankruptcy, and also the disputes, the litigation. We think it will increasing during the next few months. So we need to prepare there are some training course or research to be prepared for the new area to find some opportunities. And also we need to contact with our friends, particularly for the foreign friends like you and other friends in the different countries to communicate each other by using the legal technology. Once the crisis passed, we can work together to find new opportunities to cooperate together. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And here, for example, we have a lot of increasing of labor law work, for example, a lot of labor discussions of contracts between employers and employees. This is happening a lot now in Brazil. Also, as you said, M&A is increasing a lot now because we have companies that are almost bankrupt because of the crisis. They need to be bought by another company. So M&A is really, really a new good area from now on in Brazil. So Michael, my last question to you, and thank you so much for your availability and your time. What is your perspective between for the future of the legal profession in China and the relation between China and Brazil specifically?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question because we have talked so much regarding the future, the impression or how the crisis will affect the legal services market in China. There are so many forums, meetings, or webinars to talk about these kind of issues. So the legal tech will definitely impact the legal service market in China. Of course, I think it's like other countries will similar. The provided online services will be normal. Like communicate with our clients to, particularly, I will tell you about the court hearing in China. And during the crisis period, almost all of the court hearing have go online. And we have a very like an app. We just download the app from the court website, and by using the mobile phone, anywhere you can participate a court hearing.
Fantastic.
So I think it's a very important change for the legal service market. And also we have discussed about the arbitration, the mediation to solve the disputes of the different clients or the companies, how to make the arbitration mediation go online. And also there are many legal technology companies, they are doing work to make some like software to serve the legal service market and serve the lawyers to meet with this kind of situation in China. As to the relationship with, sorry, I just opened the mobile phone for the question. As to the relationship with Brazil, yeah, we have a free treaty between our two countries. And also, as far as I know, there are many investors, many projects in Brazil for Chinese investors. But for DGH, we still want to set up some a relationship with you and other law firms from the Brazil, because nowadays we focus on the United States and Russia and Europe. But for the Latin America, it's a emerging legal service market for Chinese lawyers.
Yes.
So I think
it's important to mention that China is the most important commercial partner of Brazil. It's the largest commercial partner of Brazil, China.
Yeah. And also I predict that after the crisis, there will be more investors. They are interested with Latin America. Like Brazil, there are so many sources and so many agricultural products. So I think it's a very, very strong relationship between China and Brazil.
Very good, Michael. So thank you so much again for your time. I know that you have a busy day now, and happy to see you again. We last saw in Guangzhou on December during the Global Lawyers Forum, so I'm very happy to see you again. And I wish you all the best and stay safe, wearing the mask. It's a very good lesson that you gave to us. You need to stay at home and wearing the mask when you go to the streets. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you, Bruno, and wish you stay during the stay at home. You can just keep working at home, and if you are free, available, and we can talk more. I think it's very convenient through the WeChat because you have a WeChat, right?
Okay. Perfect.